Hello Facebook ads people, I'm Konstantinos, and today we're going to discuss about one setting that most of you are avoiding and you're not using when you're doing ads with post IDs. So a little bit of theory before we go into my PC in order to explain to you what we're going to discuss today. Basically, when you're using a post ID, let's say that it's a post ID from your feed on Instagram, most of the times people are not changing the creative on the different placements, and they don't even know that they can do that. And we will discuss in a little bit about the post and what is happening with this. Hi guys, I would like to interrupt this video in order to talk to you about my new mentorship programs, and I would love if you go to the website. You're going to find the link in the description, or you can find it in the menu of my website, and over there you're going to be able to see the different mentorship programs that I have. You can find the one that is going to fit better your needs, and I will hope to see you there. So first thing first, when you're using a post ID, you're using a creative which is one by one on the feed placement, but maybe it's not suitable for the stories. And a lot of times I have seen post IDs that they're not doing really well. They are just going to keep working well on the feed, while when the actual ad has been created and then it became a post ID that you're using because it went well, it was created as an ad which was having a different creative on feed, a different creative on Instagram, stories and reels and all of that. So over there, we are having the paradox that we are starting with different creatives on different placements, the ad is doing well, and then we take one of these creatives from the placements and we're using it as post ID. The biggest question here is what is going to happen with engagement, because that's the whole reason that we are actually using the post ID. Whatever change you're going to do from the ones that I'm going to propose to you, then you're losing all the engagement because it's like a new post ID is being created. There are two things, and we have some bugs recently with the Meta platform, which I don't know if they're going to exist when you're going to see this video. Two things. First of all, when you're taking a post ID from Facebook feed, you're not going to have this engagement transferred also to Instagram. So this is one thing. Secondly, most of the times when you're taking a post ID which is a Facebook feed post ID, depending on which ID you're getting, and I know that a lot of people are going to ask, how am I getting my post ID? There are no clear paths on how you can take it. Most probably you have to isolate it from the comments or from previewing or from other ways and take it from the URL. It's not so easy to find the actual post ID. This is why we're actually proposing most of the times, if you have something that is working really well, to go and post it into your page so that you can use it forever. But if it has been created through ads, it's very difficult to locate the post ID. But if you locate the post ID, most of the times the comments, the likes and everything is not being actually transferred from the feed to the reels. Sometimes there are, but for sure they are not being transferred from Facebook to Instagram. So if you have engagement on Facebook, you're not going to be able to see this engagement on the Instagram side when you're going to use it as a post ID from Facebook. And why I'm saying all of this? Because now in the setting that I'm going to show you on the different placement on you to change the copy or whatever you may want to change, each change that you make, it's going to be accounted from Facebook as a new post ID, which means that it's going to lose all the engagement. So my proposal and what I am doing is that if I have a very strong post ID, which is a reel, I use it on a reel and I use another creative on my feed. If I have a very strong creative on, let's say, feed, I'm going to use another creative on 9x16 dimensions for stories and reels, so that I can have also good results on stories instead of limiting myself on having good results only on the feed. Of course, all of this is just a video for you to test something that it has been working for me, and you can test it again and again to see if it's going to work for you. The only reason that I'm posting this is because I have seen people not doing that, having different creative for the different placements. Secondly, not knowing that. It's completely different if you're going to use it and if you're going to know it, of course. And the third thing is that I have seen post IDs which are doing really well, being used and fail. But when you do that, they are decent. I'm not saying that they are crazy good, but they're decent at least. Okay, let's go to my PC to show you this setting, and we'll take it from there. Okay, so I opened one post ID because most of the times people neglect this setting. You can see already of course, I'm going to hide everything except from this here that says 1.5k likes, 30 comments, 55 shares. So this is how you want to see a post ID. So we're using it. This one is coming from an actual post that was done in a page after seeing that we have done well in ads. So now we are using it like this so that we're never going to lose it. That's the whole purpose of it. Of course, this is a brand which is operating for years, so they have also a community which is fueling all of these posts releasing. Now, first thing that I want to say here is that primary text. A lot of times people go and they have, for example, let's say, for example, that you have one creative and you have posted it on Black Friday and they change the copy. If you do that, you are losing all of the engagement. The engagement is not going to stay there. It's going to start from zero because it's actually a new post ID. Okay, so you're using this post ID as a base, but basically you're having another post ID. Imagine that if you could do that, basically there were a lot of people that they were going to post something, make it viral, and then change completely the message to something else. And by this ad becoming viral, maybe they could sell even weapons, I guess. Okay, so it doesn't go like this. It's going to be a completely new one, and you have the option for the add more text and stuff. If you do that, it's not a post ID anymore. It's a new post ID, but it's not a viral post ID, let's say, anymore. Another thing though that I'm doing a lot and I want to mention is this hidden setting over here, okay, which is basically, let's say, as we said, you're going to take one post which is a feed from Instagram. These comments are not going to be transferred on the Facebook site. So maybe you can use another creative. As you can see here, we have Instagram feed, Instagram stories, Instagram explore. You can use different creatives for all of that. And a lot of times the mistake that I see that people do is that they do believe that this post ID now is going to have all the comments and the engagement to all of the placements and to all of the platforms. This is not true. That way, you can actually put the even the same creative, but with the right dimensions to the different placements over here. And let me tell you also that, first of all, if you do that again, you're losing all of the engagement. It's a new post ID, but at least you have a decent ad. So you're focusing mostly on the post ID as a post ID for the placement that is actually having all of the engagement. And on the others, you're putting decent ads that maybe they are going to work. Don't forget that you're having better chances on getting sales if you start with a strong initial base, which is your first ID. Another thing which I want to show you is that if we click, for example, let's go to the feed, for example, okay, let's go to Facebook feed. Over here, we have again the luxury of cropping, of changing the creative, of having another primary text, of having another headline, of having another destination even, okay, even have product tags over here for the shop. So you're having different options here. Last thing and super important, whatever settings you're having here, these are the settings that Facebook is going to take for the different placements. So you might have another copy over here on the primary text and another one over here. Facebook is going to respect the one that you set on the different placements because this is what you're asking, to override the main settings, which is this one. So a lot of times, even when you do advanced plus campaigns, you might end up seeing other copies. You have to check inside the placements if you have other copies over there. And of course, if you override with changes there, it's going to be another post ID and it's going to lose all of the engagement. Don't forget, you're taking a post ID from Facebook feed. It's going to have 100% the engagement there, but sometimes it's taking it also to the stories and reels on Facebook, but not on Instagram and on Instagram feed and Instagram stories, and the opposite. So be careful with that. You can do this kind of changes. You can make your post IDs a little bit more planned, care a little bit more for them, because most of the times we just throw the post ID and we run the ads. There are more things that you can do in order for you to have better results. That's all I had. This is what I wanted to show you today, which I find that it's interesting. At least it helped me in a way of sometimes, you know, you have a very strong post, you run it again with other ads and it's not working and it's really disappointing. And I'm mostly referring not to posts that they have been posted on the pages, because these are almost always working. I'm talking about posts that you have found that and they have been created through the Ads Manager and as an ad. On these ones, I have seen better results by touching the different placements and doing changes and just keeping only the one that has the engagement without any change, so that I'm not going to lose all of the comments, posts, the likes and the shares. So that's all I had for you. I hope that you're going to test it, that it's going to help you. That's what this is all about, testing, and let me know if it worked for you. Don't forget that if you want to learn more, you can check my book, my course, and my website, of course. And until we meet again, be creative and be consistent.